I don't usually like to make videos like this. I usually like to try to teach you something or, tell you about a new cool game or, tell you about going to a convention or all kinds of different things like that. But there's been a lot going on, and I kind of want to let you folks, the audience, know what it is. So I've got to get on a plane tomorrow. I'm filming this on Tuesday, the 26th of August, and I've got to get on a plane tomorrow to fly to the Nova Open in Washington, D.C., and I hope I see some of you there. But I just don't have, at this point right now, I kind of didn't have the time to get like a regular video done this week. And I've done plenty of, videos in short weeks in the past, but because of what's going on right now, I just wasn't able to pull it off. So for those of you who don't know, and I've talked about this on my Twitch streams a little bit, and I've talked about it on every other Sunday show, so live streams and things like that, but this is the first place I've talked about it here on a normal, regular old Friday video. But since May, my mom has been pretty ill. She called me one morning and said that she had some double vision and that she didn't feel right, and she thought that it was just a lot of different things. And we took her to the urgent care, and they said it might be a stroke. And then we went straight to the ER, and they did a bunch of things: CT scans, MRIs, this, that, the other thing, X-rays, and turns out it was a UTI, urinary tract infection. So just know that, and I didn't know this exactly, but now I do, when you get older, a urinary tract infection doesn't do what you would think it does. It actually, it messes with your head a lot. So if you've got parents that are older, keep an eye on that. So she's been in and out of the hospital with, at this point, I think 4 or 5 different urinary tract infections, or else it's just one that won't go away. Antibiotic resistant, I'm not sure. She's also had a couple of bouts of something called C. diff, which if you know, you know. It's not great, but it's all different infections. She doesn't have, as far as anybody can tell, any kind of cancer or stroke or anything along those lines. It's just been infection after infection after infection, and it's really messed with her head. So we're trying to get her into assisted living, my brother and we're kind of failing at that because she constantly has some sort of other infection, and then they're like, yeah, we can't take her. So she's in a skilled nursing place right now, a skilled nursing rehab center place. But it's where my brother and I are trying to sell her condo. We're trying to clean it out. There's just a lot going on, paperwork and all kinds of things and calls with lawyers and all this stuff. So number one, I would tell you to go and if your parents are doing fine right now, talk to them about power of attorney and all that kind of stuff. It's way easier to do when it's not under a deadline and when someone's not sick in the hospital. But yeah, that stuff has really taken so much time. I'm still putting out videos, and I've been still doing my streaming, and I've still been able to do all of that. But I feel like the videos I haven't been able to spend as much time on them. It's been a lot of videos lately that are things that I don't have a lot of work attached to them, like ahead of time, like, oh, I'm going to work on this big project and I'm going to paint all this stuff and then show you step by step, like more tutorials and things like that. Now, that to be said, tutorials usually do absolute garbage on this channel. So it's not necessarily the end of the world that I haven't had the chance to do them, but I do want to do them. I enjoy doing them. And that's kind of part of the issue. I did a tutorial not that long ago about taking those little LED name tags and turning them into cool little, electronic billboards in your cyberpunk, tables. And I was able at that time still to spend a good amount of time on that video and work it. And I really was looking forward to seeing how it launched. And it launched just garbage, just terrible views. So, but then I talked about some paint markers, and then I did a short about the paint markers. They got 250,000 views in like 2 weeks. I have no idea why. It's kind of crazy. So maybe let's talk about the health of the channel. There's been a lot of talk out there from different people that I see on YouTube and things like that, specifically in the wargaming space, saying that views are down and the algorithm has changed and things like that. And the algorithm has changed. I've seen that as a viewer. I've definitely seen it as one of those things where, the algorithm recently has been changed so that once YouTube figures out a thing that you like, let's say it's wargaming, it will show you on the homepage channels that are talking about wargaming specifically, or even subsets of wargaming and things like that, but it will show you smaller channels that aren't maybe necessarily getting as many views or have as many subscribers and things like that. And that's great because you get to discover new stuff. For people that are unhappy about the algorithm and the way that it works, the answer is really super simple. Don't go to the homepage. When you want to sit down and watch some YouTube, like you're going to eat lunch and you got to watch video while you're eating lunch. You can't eat lunch without video. I get it. You just go to the subscriptions page, subscribe to channels that you like, and go to the subscriptions page. The subscription page doesn't have an algorithm. It shows you in reverse chronological order, here's the newest video from the newest, from whoever you subscribe to, and it shows them all to you. So when you think, geez, I've been subscribed to this channel for quite some time, but they must have stopped making videos, and then you go look and find out, oh no, they've been making videos this entire time. I'm just not seeing them on the homepage. The homepage is trash, just straight up. It's going to show you all kinds of weird junk. That it thinks that is going to keep you sitting there in front of your video screen. But if you want to see stuff that you like to see, subscribe to channels you like to, and then go and look at the subscribe channel. Go through, watch stuff on the subscribe channel, and then if you still got more time to watch, then go to the homepage. But just give that a try. It really can help. But then how's my channel doing, you might be wondering. Well, not your channel, but mine. Honestly, it's doing fine. It's a lot of people, like I said, have been talking about lower views and things like that. And I thought, well, gosh, I wonder how that's affecting me. And I went and looked at the analytics. And if you tell the analytics to show you the last 365, because months, are constantly up and down. Some months you do great, some months you do lousy, some months you make a video short about markers that gets 250,000 views. So it's all over the board. But when you look at it at longer stretches, 90 days, potentially even going all the way out to, a year, when you use the analytics thing in YouTube and you look at it for the year, the last 365 days. So, 26th of August 2025 to 26th of August 2024, it gives you a number. And then it tells you for each of those things, views, hours watched, subscribers, and revenue, it tells you whether what this is in relation to the previous 365, which would be from August 26th of 2024 to August 26th of 2023. And for both views and watch time, mine says pretty much the same. It literally says it's basically the same. It says that new subscribers, that's still a positive number. I'm still gaining subscribers, but I'm gaining them a little bit slower than I did the previous 365. But revenue is up. I think it doesn't say that right now because it's near the end of the month, but previously when I was looking, it was saying that it was up. I just don't remember how much, but up is up, so there you go. Speaking of up, I'm not a line goes up kind of guy, so I'm not concerned about the fact that views and watch time is kind of sort of flat. I'm going to keep making videos probably for as long as I can, so why not? And if views go down, views go down. Sometimes they might go back up again. It's always kind of a thing, but from what I've seen over the last 365 in comparison to the previous 365, I haven't seen a huge drop in views. So, at least I got that going for me, right? Now, like I said, I have some projects that I've been trying to work on. The problem, of course, has been time. Like I said, dealing with the stuff with my mom and the condo and all that kind of stuff. It eats up a lot of time, sort of randomly sometimes. All of a sudden, I have to go do a thing right now, or I have to go meet with a title company today or whatever. And so it throws off my schedule. And I've had to try to plan better. Didn't necessarily able to pull it off this week, but I do have to try to plan better to make that happen sometimes. So that being said, I do have a bunch of cool terrain projects that I'm working on when I get the chance. Yesterday I had about a half an hour and I got to do some airbrushing on another one of those vents. I made a video last year, in November, about this sci-fi vent thing, and I'm making another one of those. That's not going to probably turn into a video, but it's going to be part of maybe a bigger video because I'm starting to work on some different terrain boards. I have a lot of tiles, these plastic tiles that were made by this company called Secret Weapon Miniatures that unfortunately went out of business. They were nice folks, and they made a cool product. But I bought a bunch of those previously, and then I bought some kind of used ones or leftover ones that I was able to find at a convention. And so I'm making a 3x3 table of concrete, and I'll be able to put all kinds of stuff on it. I'm also working on a 3x3 table I haven't been able to work on it much, but I am working on a 3x3 table that's going to be a cyberpunk table using a lot of those MDF buildings that I was able to work on earlier in the year. I'm 3D printing stuff for that table as well. And again, like I said, I'm going to try to make some of those into videos. I think that's important, even though tutorials, for me at least on this channel, don't seem to get a ton of views. But I'm going to give it a try and see how it works. That kind of stuff is coming forward. I'm almost finished painting an army for one-page rules, an entire 1,000-point army of robot legions. They're nearly finished. It's the first time I've painted an army in years and years. Now, admittedly, it's only like 40 models, but still, it is an army, right? And I'm going to be making a video kind of about that. I'm not really going to focus a ton on like, this is how you do it. I'm just going to talk about why I did it and how I kind of did it, and then talk about how I'm going to start working on the second army as well, which is the space lizards, or splizzards, as I like to call them. And then I'm going to have two 1,000-point armies for one-page rules Grimdark Future, so that'll be cool too. That's another project that's in the process. And I'm also working on some, very slowly, of course. A lot of time I'm doing it at night when I've got, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm having a hard time sleeping. I do a little bit of 3D modeling, not sculpting, I've been told. Modeling is when you make hard surface stuff. Sculpting is when you make like organic stuff, people, monsters, whatever. Anyway, I'm working on some terrain and stuff like that. So that's what's been going on. I hope that it doesn't come across, like I said, I'm trying to keep things going with the channel as far as like the daily, every Friday kind of thing. I haven't missed one yet, including this one. But my concern is that I don't want the quality to fall particularly, because I have to like kind of crank videos out like this. I even feel bad about doing a video like this because it's relatively low effort. It's just me talking and yammering on, telling you how things are going. But this particular week, it was kind of a necessity. So that's how things are going. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you about some of the other things going on as well. My good friend Vince Venturella, who you all should know here from YouTube, he and I have a game company and we make games. This is a piece of merch from one of our games, Space Station Zero. We just recently released a little bit new merch. People have been asking about it. Released some new merch on the store. You can check that out there. I'll put a link down in the description. And also, Vince and I started a podcast. We've been talking about indie games and indie game design. And we started it back at Adepticon, actually. That's when several of them were released. We recorded it before Adepticon. But yeah, it's called the Snarlcast, because Snarl, it's Snarling Badger. It's the Snarlcast. And if you want to learn more about indie games and indie game design and things like that, or just listen to the two of us yammer about stuff, you can go check that out too. I'd appreciate it. We're both kind of lousy at marketing, so I figure, I'll let you folks know for those of you that don't know about it. And again, I'll put that link as well down in the description. So again, I apologize for kind of making a video like this necessarily. I hope that if you've been thinking that things have been weird lately, I hope this kind of explains it a little bit for you. I hope that I didn't move the camera around do a bunch of different angles and kind of stuff like that. I only had so much time to film, and then I got to still edit before I fly out tomorrow morning to Nova. If you're going to be at Nova, again, come by, say hi. I'll be in the Army Painter booth on and off. Otherwise, I'll just be, traipsing around as one does. But yeah, otherwise, I'm going to continue to keep making these videos, and I hope that things can kind of get better over here on my side. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the comments. Even when a video doesn't get as many views as I might like, I still almost always get really good comments that say, hey, I really like this video, and that's always cool. So I do always appreciate that. So keep doing the hobby stuff that you want to do. And if you don't get a chance to do the hobby stuff that you want to do, don't beat yourself up about it. Stay safe. Hit subscribe if you want to. Keep an eye on your subscriptions page and watch the stuff that you want to watch there. And thanks for watching.